In this session, we will learn about the advanced R programming concepts and the few of the programming stuff before proceeding for the technical topics of data science. Because we feel that the few of the advanced R programming syntaxes like apply functions, loop, and writing a functions we are going to use in our technical topic of data science. Okay, so that's why we thought of first executing these concepts of R programming, and then we will move ahead with the data science concepts. Okay, so guys, let us in this session we will learn how to write a loop and use some of the advanced or optimized R programming stuff in RStudio. Okay, so first let me clean the R environment and setting the working directory. So let me just cross check. Yes, I have set my working directory. So guys, now before proceeding for learning a loops in R, so let me just create a vector. So here I am creating the vector of all the numeric values and storing in the player1 object. Okay, so let me check the values of player1. Okay, so guys, these are the 7 values present in the player1 object. Okay, so guys, now let us learn how to write a loop in R. So this is how it starts. So here I am writing a for loop, for, and then it will have a parenthesis. In that we need to mention our multiple arguments. So here I am providing a I in player1. So so this is the argument for which I want to iterate the number of values. Okay, so this loop will iterate the n number of values present in this object player1. Okay, so here my arguments end with the parenthesis, and now here the curly brackets start. So after the curly brackets we need to mention the body of the loop. Okay, so here for just a simplicity and to understand the writing a loop in R, so I have just written a print of I plus 2. Okay, so whatever we get a value in I, so I am just adding a 2 value into the I value. Okay, so let me just run this line of code and then you will understand. Okay, so guys, look at this. Here so here in the first iteration I am getting, okay, let me do one thing. Let me just print I also to understand in each iteration what value you are getting in I. Okay, okay, so guys, look at this. In the first iteration, so according to the loop, in the first iteration you are getting a value of 16. So here I am printing, first I am printing I, so which I am getting from here. So in the first iteration I am getting a value of 16. Okay, so in the next line of code what I am doing is I am adding a value of 2 to the existing value in the I. So here the existing value in the I is 16, and I am adding 2 to the 16. So here I got a value of 18. Okay, here my loop ends with the curly brace. Now in the second iteration, I has got a value of 9, because according to my player1 values, first is 16 and the next value is 9. So in the next iteration I got a value of 9, and then again I have added a 2 to the 9, so I got a output as 11. In the third iteration I got a value of 13, and then again I have added it to it plus 2 value to the 13, I got 15. So in this way, so loop get iterated unless until the values will get end up. Okay, suppose example here in the player1, so we have saved around 7 values. So loop will iterate 7 times, and once it is over it will just break down and loop will end here. Okay, so here the last value is my 14. So my last iteration here is value of I is 14, and then I have added a value 2 to the 14 and I got a value of 16. Okay, so guys, this is how we write a loop. So let me just summarize these points. So so loop will start from here, for, and then followed by parenthesis, and these are my three arguments which we need to pass, and then again closing parenthesis, and then again starts the curly bracket. After the curly bracket you need to mention the body of the letter, and then followed by the closing curly bracket. Here my loop ends. Okay, so guys, now let us look at some other for loops so that you will understand better. Okay, so let me just load the data. I am loading the data here. Read.csv. I have a CSV saved here. Header equal to true. Okay, so here I have loaded my German data, which contains 1000 observations and 62 variables. Okay, so guys, now let me develop a loop to create a new variable using some conditions. Okay, so here I want to create another variable which says that if the residence duration is equal to 4, then the new variable value should be 1 or else 0. Okay, so residence duration is nothing but a variable which is present in the German data set. Okay, so guys, here I am writing a loop saying that if the German duration value is equal to 4, then the new column value should be 1 or else 0. Okay, so guys, let us first start the loop first. Initialize the loop. Here I am writing a for, then parenthesis, then I in 1:n row of German. So guys, here as we know that we can iterate the loop over columns or over the rows. Okay, so as we are doing a row level operation, that's why n row. So n row will give you the number of rows present in this German data. Okay, so in each value, in each iteration, I will get a value of starting from 1, and it will end with the number of rows present in the German data. Okay, so let me show you this line of code to understand better what does this n row means. Okay, so n row of German will give you the number of rows present in the German data. So here the 1000. So if you logically look at 1:1000. So in each iteration, one value will get passed to the I, and the loop will run simultaneously. Okay, so for I in 1:n row of German, and then curly brackets. Okay, now the body of the loop starts here. So guys, I am writing a function, I am writing a condition which says that if German $residence duration is my variable name, if the German $residence duration is equal to 4, then the new column should be 1. Okay, if this condition is true, then this value will get executed. If this is equal to false, then this portion of loop will get executed. Okay, so guys, here I am writing a condition. If this is the German residence duration is equal to 4, then the new column equal to 1, or else the German $new column should be equal to 0. So here I am closing my else statement. So with this curly bracket I am closing my else statement, and with this curly bracket I am closing my whole loop. Okay, so guys, let me run this line of code. Okay, and also okay, so first let me run this line of code. Yes, so guys, let us look at the output. So here the residence duration is 4. It means that in the first column, in the first observation, the residence duration is 4. Now let us look at the value. So here look at it, it is 1, because as per our condition, if the German residence duration is equal to 4, then the new column value should be 1 or else 0. Okay, so guys, now let us look at the second observation. In the second observation, the value is 2. So according to the condition, this should be false, and this line of code should get executed. It means that our second observation value for the new column should be 0. Let us cross check. So guys, look at this. The second observation value of new column is 0. Okay. So guys, this is how we write a loop in R. So guys, now let us look at the if-else condition in R. Okay, suppose example, if you just want to write a simple condition, and based on that you want to create a new variable, and in another case, if you want to avoid the writing a loop, because the loop have its pros and cons. Okay, so loop will slow down your operations. Okay, so it will take some time to run on all the observations, or on all the variables. Okay, so to avoid the rules, you can use the apply functions, or you can also use the if-else condition. Okay, so let me show you the power of if-else function in R. Okay, so guys, I am creating another variable called installment. Okay, so German is my data set, dollar installment is my new variable, equal to if-else. So this is a built-in function which help us to write some conditions. Okay, if-else German residence duration, if it is equal to 4, then the new variable, which is my installment, it should be 1, or else 0. Now with the closing brackets, I have closed my if-else condition. Let me just run this. Now I should have a new variable created named installment. Okay, and yes, so guys, look at this. If the residence duration is equal to 4, then the value is 1, or else 0. So here my residence duration is 4 in the first column, in the first observation. Now the installment value is 1. Okay, and remaining, so this is again the 0, and this is also a 0, and this is 1, because the installment value is 1. Oh, sorry, the residence duration is 1, that's why the installment value is 1. Okay, so guys, now let us learn some apply functions. Okay, so guys, before developing the code for apply family, let me just give you the idea about what are the different types of functions available in apply family, and why we go for apply functions. So guys, whenever you try to write a loop or any if-else condition, okay, so in one or the other way, you will have the operation will be low down. It means that the time to execute the R code will be slow. Okay, so here we have the apply family, which will optimize your R code and which will speed up your any operations. Okay, so under the apply family, we have multiple apply functions, like one is a traditional apply function, and second is sapply, lapply, mapply, vapply, and dapply. Okay, so there are multiple apply functions present in the apply family. Okay, so these apply functions generally we use in our code to optimize the code in terms of speed up the R operation speed. Okay, so guys, let me just give you the idea about how do we write the apply functions. So apply, and then followed by the data set, and then the second argument will be either you want to iterate the apply function on the loop, on the column, or on the row level. Okay, so here one means you want to iterate the apply function on the row level. And if I write, instead of 1, if I write 2, it means that I want to iterate the apply functions over the column level. Okay, and the third argument will be your function. Either you want to calculate the mean, standard deviation, median, or you can also predefine your loop for calculating anything. Okay, okay, so guys, so here I am, instead of selecting all the data for my apply function, for the simplicity, I have selected only the top 10 observations from 1 to 10, and from only first n number of variables. Okay, so let me just run this line of code, then you will understand the apply functions better. Instead of standard deviation, let me take the mean and at the row level. Okay, so guys, look at this. I have selected only 10 observations. Okay, and I have calculated the mean of 10 observations. So here is the mean of my first observation, and here is the mean of my second observation. Okay, so guys, basically apply function is used to summarize your data or to iterate over rows and the columns. So guys, in the production level of code, we try to avoid as much as loop we can, because as we know that loop will low down your our speed operations. Okay, so in most of the cases we go for the apply functions to avoid the loop. Okay, so here I have used the apply function to normalize or to summarize my data set, and I have calculated the mean of first 10 rows, and here is the output. So 139.33 is the mean of first observation. 669.88 is the mean of my second observation. Okay, so same like here, I have calculated the mean of all 10 observations using apply function. Okay, so guys, same like here, if you want to calculate the median, you can just write the median here. So with this median function, you will calculate the median of first 10 rows. And for the simplicity, I am just selecting the first 5 columns, or else if you don't want, you can just delete these columns. Okay, you can so I'm not providing any column indexing here. So what it will do, it will take all the columns into consideration, and it will just select the only 10 rows. Okay, so let me just calculate the median, but you are getting some warnings here. Okay, because in few of the variables here is in the character or it is in the factor. So guys, we know that you cannot calculate the median value of any factor or a character. Okay, so that's why I have selected only the first 5 columns, which is my numeric variables. Okay, so guys, look at this. So median of my first variable is, first observation is 6, and the median of my second observation is 22. Median of my third observation is 12. Okay, so this is how we summarize the data using apply function. Same like here, you can also write the standard deviation. So here I have calculated the standard deviation of my first column, which is my duration. So guys, here I have written the 2, so it means that this apply function will iterate over the variable, not at the row level. That's why here we have the first 5 columns: duration, amount, installment rate percentage, residence duration, and age. Okay, same like here, we can calculate the variance as well. Okay, so guys, let me just show you how do we use the apply function in our real-time cases. Okay, so let me just copy this. So guys, here is my German data, and I am just picking a particular value from the German data, and I am picking the value of second observation and fourth column. The value is 2. Okay, now I am replacing this value with the NA. Okay, so guys, if you run the same code, now you will have a NA, because you have replaced this location value with the NA. Okay, so guys, here, so here I have used the apply function to summarize the data, to summarize all the variables which contains the missing values. Okay, so guys, now let us create the a simple matrix, and then we will look at how do we define our own functions as a third argument. Okay, so I am creating the matrix. Okay, so I have created the matrix and stored in M. So guys, so this is how I have created the matrix and stored in the M object, and this matrix contains the 3 columns and 30 rows. Okay, so this is nothing but 3 into 30 matrix. Now let me apply the functions. Now let me apply some functions using my apply family. Okay, so here my apply, and this is my object name, which is my M, and I want to iterate this apply function over the columns, that's why 2. So guys, now let me define some function. It means that this is not available in the R environment, so this is a function I am predefining as per my requirement. Okay, so function of X, and here I am defining my own function. So what I am saying is, tell me, so this is the length will calculate the count of values. So what I am saying to the R, that count the value of each variable which is my less than 0. Okay, so here few of the values which are less than 0, like this is the value which is less than 0, this is the value which is less than 0, and here is the value which is less than 0. So what I am saying to the R, that count all the values of a variable which is less than 0. Okay, so guys, look at this. Here I have a 15 values which is less than 0. Here I have in the second column of my matrix only one value which is less than 0. So here the 0 values which is less than 0 in my third column. So let me just cross check. So guys, if you look at this third column, the no values which is less than 0. Okay, that's why here we have a value of 0. Okay, so guys, now let us look at the different apply family functions like lapply, sapply. Okay, so let me run this lapply. So the syntax will be same, but here in the lapply we need to provide a whole data set. You will not have an option of the observation either iterate over rows or iterate over columns. Okay, so lapply will return a list. Okay, so output of the lapply will in a form of list. Okay, but output of apply can be list, vectors, arrays, or it can be your data frame variable, but the output of lapply is always a list. Okay, so lapply, and then under the parenthesis we need to provide the data set. First argument will be data set, and the second argument will be your the function which you need to which you want to apply. Okay, so I am applying the function of mean onto the variable. Okay, so here I have selected only 9 variables. So the mean of the variable duration is 20.903. The mean of amount is 3271. Okay, so this is how we use, and output of lapply will always a list. Okay, so guys, this is in a form of list. Okay, now let us use some sapply functions. So I am creating a temp folder, temp vector. So let us just cross check. So the value of temp is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, so guys, I am applying the sapply. So guys, there is only one difference between lapply and sapply is lapply will return you a list. Output of lapply is always a list, but output of sapply is only a vector. Okay, this is the only difference between sapply and lapply. Okay, so this is a function of sapply, and then the first argument will always be a data set, and the second argument will be a function. Either it could be a built-in function, or you can define your own function. So here I have defined my own function. So what I am doing is I want to calculate the square of each values. So in the temp I have a 10, right? So it will, what it will do, in each iteration it will take one value. So x is nothing but the value in the first iteration. So here in the first iteration I will get a value of 10. So here what I am doing is 10 into 10. So you should get a value of 100 for the first iteration. Let me just run this line of code. So guys, look at this. The first value is 10. That's why we get a 10 into 10, 100. Here the second value is 40, 20. So we get a value of 400, because here I am multiplying x into x. X is nothing but a particular value in first iteration, and the output of sapply is a vector. So guys, this is my vector. If I apply the same thing using lapply, this is in a form of list. So guys, look at this. This is in a form of list. So the function is same. So if you look at this, the body inside the lapply and sapply both are same, but only difference is the output. Okay, so if once you unlist the lapply, so the output will be the same like sapply. Okay, so guys, this is how we this is how we use the apply and lapply sapply functions in our environment. Okay, so guys, apply family is very powerful family, and we use the apply function in the production level of code. Okay, so guys, with this I have completed the advanced R programming stuff. So in the next module we will look at the technical topics of predictive analytics. Okay, so guys, till then, happy analyzing.